Hi everyone, my name is Lam, and today I'd like to present my business intelligence term project in event and within planning management. The goals of this project is to transform an operational events planning database into a business intelligence solution that help manager analyze business performance and make better decisions. So I will first introduce the business problem, then briefly explain my data warehouse and OLAP cube, and finally focus on the dashboard and the business insight they provide. So let's start with the business problem. Um, we can see that event planning companies manage a lot of operational data, including customer, event, payment, location, and employees. So manager often need to answer many questions, and answering these questions usually require joining multiple table and creating report manually. So to solve this problem, I developed a business intelligence solution using Microsoft Access, SQL Server Analyst Service, and Excel PivotTable. Here's my operational database. So I created six main table, which are employees, customer, location, employee assignment, event, and payment. And here's my star schema. So at the center, it is fed event table with store business measure including purchase, guest count, total amount paid, payment dues, and fed event count. And around the fed table are four dimension, um, location, time, event, and customer. So based on the design, manager can analyze data from different perspectives without performing complex churn every time. So after building the data warehouse, I created an OLAP queue using SQL Server Analyst services, and the queue contains for measure and for dimension, along with several hierarchies such as year to month, um, event type to event name, etc. Now let's move to the most important part of the project, um, the business dashboard and the insight they provide. So the business question in the first step I want to know is how do purchase allocation and revenue differ across event type, and which event type deliver the greatest financial impact. So looking at this table, we can see that within the event generates both the highest revenue and the largest budget. And this relationship is expected because within usually require more services. It's only require larger venues and higher guest capacity. And what's interesting is that the higher investment is also associated with the financial return, and this suggests that the company's spending on within events is creating business value. So from a management perspective, this means that within services should remain the company core business, and managers should continue monitoring to make sure that the larger projects continue generating strong return. The second dashboard on my project focused on customer payment. At first glance, we can see that gold customers have the highest outstanding balance, and it might seem like a financial risk. However, after looking at the business context, we can interpret the data differently. We can see that the gold customer usually organize larger and more expensive events, so they would also have a larger remaining balance, and this tells manager that outstanding balance should be considered together with contract value and customer history. So beyond this, analyst managers should maintain strong relationship with this high value customer while following up on scheduled payment. Yeah. And the third dashboard analyze revenue throughout the year. So we can see that instead of reacting to busy periods, the companies can hire temporary staff earlier, and they can secure popular venue in advance and schedule marketing campaign before the high demand season begin. So this dashboard will help them to prepare in advance. The four dashboard on my project evaluate venue performance. So we see that Emerald Grand Pelham consistently perform better than other locations in poll measure. And this suggests that premium venues not only attract larger events, but it also contribute to the company overall revenue. So manager can use this information when negotiating long-term partnership with venue owner or when recommending venue to future clients. The last dashboard on my project measure project utilization. Here we compare how much of its planned purchase has already been collected. We see that per day event have the highest utilization rate, which suggests that payment for this event are collected more effectively. And within event, although generating the highest revenue, show a lower utilization. So we can say that this doesn't necessarily indicate poor performance because within projects often involve installment payment and they often have a larger content value. So yeah, this insight will remind manager that financial performance should be evaluated using multiple indicators to have the best result. So on the dashboard analytic, I develop five recommendations. First, I recommend the company to continue investing in within services because they generate the greatest revenue. Second, the company should improve payment follow-up for high value customer with outstanding balance. Um, the company also should strengthen partnership with high performing indoor values, and they should also use seasonal trend to plan staff and marketing activity before the big period. And finally, I hope the company can monitor purchase utilization regularly to improve cash flow and the financial planning. So to be honest, these projects allow me to experience the countless business intelligence projects from designing a relational database to building a data warehouse, creating an OLAP queue, and developing interactive dashboard. And the most difficult parts of this project were designing the fact table. I struggled to decide whether the fact table should focus on event or payment because its approach affected the measure differently. I redesigned the data model several times before finding the structure that supported meaningful analysis. This process took much longer than I expected, but it also helped me to understand dimensional modeling much better. So if I continue developing in this project, I would like to include vendor cost, employees performance, customer satisfaction, event profitability. So I hope that with richer historical data, I could also build predictive model to forecast revenue and estimate future demand and maybe identify the customer who are likely to delay the payment. So yeah, I hope that my project gave you meaningful data and insight that can help you make better decision. Thank you for listening.